guys, an exciting moment has arrived. The Popsugar Reading Challenge prompts for 2025 are out. Honestly, I haven't been as enthused with some of the Popsugar Reading Challenge prompts in the last couple of years, but I still look forward to it every year because it gives me some of my inspiration for my next year's reading list. And I'll go into on my December 23rd vlog the way that I'm planning to structure my reading for 2025. So let's take a look at some of the prompts. Obviously, we won't go through all 50 of them. I will put a link in the description box and you can take a look for yourself. But I'll talk to you about some of my favorites and some that I'm a little nervous about. So just to highlight a few of these, this is a fascinating idea, a book you want to read based on the last sentence, so that I have to sort of go through the book and look at the last sentence and make a choice based on that. Number 4, easy. I have a million of those. I'll have to look at the 2015 reading challenge prompts. I'm sure there's something in there that I'm really going to like. Again, book I got for free, easy. A sort of preview for part of my reading for the next year is that I do want to do some little free library focused reading, so anything I get from there will fit under that. There is a book mentioned in another book. This is one of my all-time favorite prompts. I love keeping track of the books that are mentioned in the books I'm reading that year and then choosing one for this prompt. It's been on there several times before. I think we're all a little nervous about this one because a lot of books rated less than 3 stars are garbage. So we'll see what happens. I hate the idea that I'm being asked to use AI to find a book recommendation. I am not an AI fan. However, I did on a whim when I saw this prompt try to put it into ChatGPT, and it recommended to me The Night Circus, which is a book I've had recommended to me before. So I might do that one. Book about a run club, I have no idea what I'm going to do for that. Same with book about soccer, an adult character changing careers, set at a luxury resort, food truck. These are all kind of weird prompts. I like the idea of 2 books with the same title. I think that's kind of fun. A classic you've never read, obviously, as an English teacher. I love that as a prompt. Book by the oldest author in your TBR pile is going to be hard because I have a lot of books and I don't know how old the authors are. Book about a married couple who doesn't live together also feels like a really, really complicated one. I think a lot of us are also nervous about a book you've always avoided reading because we've avoided reading it for a reason. But yeah, there's some good stuff in here. Now, every year I only ever end up getting around to a couple of prompts, so I don't really need to worry about some of the ones that are harder. This is another sort of preview / spoiler for my reading in 2025. I'm not randomizing it this year. I am choosing a little bit more intentionally. So I can stick with some of the ones that I think are a little more of a sure thing, that are a little more high interest, and if I run out of those prompts, we can go to some of the more risky ones. wild day. I wanted to film a little talking part at the end of this vlog because I don't actually know how much footage I have from today, and I'm a little worried that it's not really going to be enough to make a video out of. But also to explain to you why today went off the rails. I feel like every day so far in Vlogmas has been like, I was stressed and things didn't go the way I planned. But we're continuing that tradition today. So what's really wild about how today went was the fact that I was genuinely really trying to get things back on track. So I was trying to make it less chaotic, and it kind of backfired on me. Basically, I knew I wanted to make a good attempt to get back on my normal daily routine, which I've just been neglecting in favor of chaotically doing whatever I want. So I had a staff meeting after school, but it didn't go as long as it usually does. It only went to about 3:20. So I came home and I was gonna follow the pattern that I would normally follow, which starts at 4 p.m. when I can just spend an hour kind of doing whatever I want, whatever feels right for me. And I knew that I had some minutes, like I said, for church meetings that I needed to put together in time for tomorrow's council meeting. But I also wanted to try and kind of batch tasks together. Like, I was really trying to be intuitive about this. So I said, okay, I'm gonna come home, do the dishes, put away my work stuff, and then make my advent calendar tea. And my goal was to put in some laundry while I was working on the minutes. So during that first hour, I would have my laundry task going on at the same time as I was working on my files. I had to stop at the grocery store, again, real fast, because I didn't have everything I needed for dinner tonight. So I stopped there. I got home about 4:15, 4:20. So we're already like a quarter of the way into my 4 o'clock hour time. And doing the dishes took longer than I expected because I had a few dishes left in the sink, so I did those too. And after that, it was like after 4:30. So I put the laundry in, sorting that took some time. And basically by the time I sat down to work on the files that I needed to edit, there was really barely any time left in the 4 o'clock hour. So during the 5 o'clock hour, I have these sort of 4 core tasks that I usually do. So I try every day to stretch for a couple minutes, to do 15 minutes of writing, to read a news article, and to do some kind of language practice. Haven't done any of them in a while, but again, I was trying to get back on track today. So during the 5 o'clock hour, I decided to read a news article, but that too was taking me a really long time. I couldn't focus. I was like, my eyes were closing because I was so tired. And so it ended up being after 6 by the time I finished that. So you can see that a recurring theme here is going to be me just constantly getting sort of slightly off of the time increments that I had designated. Because at 6 o'clock I was supposed to make dinner. So I didn't start dinner until probably after 6:15. That also took longer than I was expecting. Everything just took longer than I was expecting. So it was after 7 before I even sat down to eat. And at this point, things are just so not going to plan that I'm realizing I'm gonna have to give up on the specific time increments for specific things. It would make the day feel more organized, but it's not working. And I can't quite pinpoint why, but it's just not. So after I finished eating, I was like, okay, I gotta do the video because the video has to go up tonight. I downloaded the footage and I started editing the video. Definitely went quicker than the first day's video did because it's only about half as long. But you know, that still took a while to edit together and to upload. And it was like, I want to say after 9 by the time I finished. And so my last thing was, I was going to try to come back to those files, those minutes that I needed to edit. And at this point it's after 9 p.m. like I said, and I'm getting real tired. So I started working on it. I made a little token effort to start, but it was just becoming clear very quickly that I was not going to be able to do anything on these minutes. So that fast forward to where we are right now, where it's a little after 10 p.m. and I just needed to go to bed. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I got off the phone with Florence, we read The Christmas Mystery, and now I am just gonna put myself to bed, because if you remember, last night I stayed up until midnight, so I'm already coming into this with exhaustion, and I just don't think I can push myself any further. The unfortunate thing though is that now when I get up tomorrow morning, which I doubt I'll be able to motivate myself to get up earlier than I usually do, it means I'm gonna have to forego the structure of my normal morning routine, which I'm also trying to put in place, so that I can spend that time instead finishing these edits on these documents, because they should go out tonight. They probably should have gone out this morning, but if worst comes to worst, they have to go out tomorrow morning, and I don't get a break until lunchtime on work days. So that's where we are right now. Can't seem to get out of this stuck place that I've been in, but every day's a new day, and maybe tomorrow will, you know, hold some more potential there. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna go to bed. I'll see you tomorrow.